Hey Ruby, I have a question. What frame of reference should I use to understand exactly how badly the embargo is affecting Mantle? Because as it is pretty much entirely subjective. I found that some people seem to think that Mantle was going through hell, and others seem to think that everything wasn't as bad as everyone else said it is. And I think the reason for that lies pretty much solely with how Mantle was handled as a setting. And that's because we really don't have anything to compare it to. We know Jack is getting upset about it, and we know everyone is getting upset about it. But I'm here in America right now, and I'm pretty sure everyone would get upset if the value of the dollar dropped by 2 cents. So, what exactly is the frame of reference? Because we've never been to Mantle, and it seems we're supposed to make assumptions over how bad everything is based on Team Ruby's and Co's reaction. Except here's the thing, none of them really know Mantle. Even Weiss lived in a completely different city as far as we can tell for pretty much all her life. So basically, it's the equivalent of watching people in New York, people from New York, go to, I don't know, Chicago and try to figure out exactly how Warsaw, the latest economic decision made by the government, is making it without any real frame of reference. I suppose maybe Crow and Maria, but Maria hasn't been there in 10 years and Crow doesn't give any real reaction about it. This is why this is the exact reason why fans can't seem to agree over how badly the embargo affected it. Why am I supposed to believe the embargo is particularly terrible when the one thing that would be the biggest problem it caused, i.e., food, because Mantle is supposed to be a tundra that you can't farm in, is apparently not an issue? Should I just take the main characters judging the city as bad the second they enter without even being on the ground as proof enough? There's also the fact we don't see how the embargo affects Atlas. Now, some fans seem to have completely written it off because the richer half of the kingdom lives up there, but Atlas would be equally affected by the economic problems caused by the embargo as the people in Mantle. We just never focus on them. The fact of the matter is, Atlas isn't really a setting in Volume 7. Mantle is, and Jack Schnee's house is, and Ironwood's office is, but really, we don't see how Atlas takes everything either. So it's kind of iffy. If you like the video so far, please tell me your thoughts in the comments. And like if you're enjoying the video, and comment the word fable so the algorithm will not kill this. And if you do dislike it, please tell me why. I get very confused when I just see a dislike with no explanation. Now, can I actually suggest the way the show could have fixed this? Not particularly. Because once again, we have no real frame of reference to how to how Atlas and Mantle's economy was doing before the embargo, which happens before we even enter Atlas for the first time. We know it has negative effects, but we don't know exactly how badly those negative effects are, especially with the show having built up that Mantle was essentially a mining town. If I could make one change, I'd probably have it so we just remove the entire election act so we can focus on Mantle as a place. Just, maybe. Because I think that's what they wanted to do with the election, but that's not it that's not really what happened. Let's run an experiment. Take out the aspect of Mantle, the embargo. Take that out and replay the entirety of the first episode, minus the giant ships flying outside the kingdom. Replay the entirety of the first episode in your mind. Does it seem any different from what you might have expected? Tell me in the comments below. Because if Mantle had looked the exact same without the embargo, I wouldn't be shocked. Hell, Even without all the fall of Beacon and all that, because we have no idea what Mantle was like beforehand. And we're told things are bad, but we're never quite shown how bad everything is. We're told that Mantle is going through hell, but really many of the things that happen to it are given pretty not related to the embargo, or even not really related to Ironwood reasons. Oh look, they are banning they are banning people from coming together en masse. Well, this was right after a serial killer went through a crowd killing everyone. And oh look, the people are rioting. Well, this is after Jacques made a frankly never really specified number of them. No, really, seriously, how many people did Jack fire? I don't think everyone in Mantle works for him. I highly doubt up to half of them work for him. Either way, this is after Jack makes an unclear number of people essentially jobless and they immediately riot. Which is I guess a side effect of the embargo, but like I don't expect peace to happen if say Amazon right now decided to fire all its employees. God, Atlas is not a kingdom, it's two cities. Two cities that don't even seem that big, to be honest. And really, I do hate to keep bringing up the stupid wall, but I have to ask, are we really supposed to take the people of Mantle being depressed or in such a negative headspace that seriously when there's a giant hole that very, very conspicuously doesn't have hordes of Grim charging towards what is apparently literally a whole city of depressed people who are down in the dumps?
Whoops tautology!
It's just, why?
But why are you not in any of them?
Well, someone had to take the picture, right? I mean, come on. I even have a ship. It disassembles so it can infiltrate enemy strongholds. So what do you say?